Alright, should be enough. So, you all meet in a tavern. Always wanted to say that. You all gather together, hot day in midsummer, into the Yawning Portal Tavern. So named for the 40-foot diameter well that descends in the middle of the tap room. One of you, who is currently present, Letsia, is one of the more famous adventurers in Waterdeep at present, and it has become known that he is planning to descend into Undermountain. The others of you have, for your own reasons, come to make the descent yourself, and have decided to make your way with him. I'll start with Letsia, if you would like to introduce your character.
Yes. I am a hero of Waterdeep. This is very commonplace for me. I am a half-elf wild magic sorcerer, so beware. Don't come close if I'm doing that stuff. I have come from a farm outside town, and now I am here to journey down, but also celebrate my own festival that this town brings me.
Yes, during the early days of their adventure in the spring, some 4 months ago, he was practicing his wild magic out in the fields and drew quite a crowd at the spectacle of random adventuring magic that he was displaying, and became quite a festival arose around him, celebrating adventurers in general.
Inspired quite a lot of young adventurers as well.
Yes.
Yes, I inspired you, didn't I?
You inspired what was his name? Can't remember the kid's name.
Ren?
No, Steve was the dad. He inspired his kid. Angatha!
Yes, fun times. Alright, who would like to introduce next? Ethan, I'll have you go last.
Yeah.
James, let's say you walk on next.
Alright, I was gonna wait till later, but alright, fine. So by the bar, you see I'll put in a picture to make this a bit easier. There we go, it's in game text chat. You see a handsome black man in a rather nice outfit just sitting by the bar, and he turns and he sees you and his eyes go alight, and he runs straight over to you and says, "Oh, you must be the hero. I've heard so much about you. I'm from one of the noble families in the city, and I've heard so much about you and your exploits. Where's the rest of you and your friends? I've been summoned here to help with a mystery in some dungeon, but I heard you were coming too, and your friends. Where are they? I'd like to meet them."
Which one specifically do you want to meet?
I don't know. I'd like to meet them all, honestly. I think my
one of them's dead.
Who's dead? Who is it? It can't be Rallis, surely. He was like so mysterious. I've always wanted to learn about him.
Yeah, he's the dead one.
You see him suddenly grow a bit depressed, but that light kicks back in his eyes as he looks at you and just kind of stands in awe of just you yourself. Which one are you on the board?
I'm this one over here, on this table.
Yeah. And he like looks at you in awe, standing there, and you get a chance to look at him, and he's in a green outfit that seems very nicely made, but it seems to be somewhat reinforced as far as you can tell. He has the sheath of a rapier along his belt, but no actual blade. And he has a nice red cloak hanging down his back, which kind of swags to the side. And you look at him, and he seems to have all the marks of a noble man, but there's just something a bit off about his eyes. But he just continues to stand there, and just silently, he moves over, takes a seat, and just continues to just look at you as he tries to think of all the different questions he'd like to ask about you and your group.
You could probably meet some of them when you go to the Haunted Bell.
Can't wait. The exploits I've heard of you. I heard you guys spoke to dragons and you brought back the embezzled funds of a disgraced city lord. I want to know so much about you guys.
Yeah, one thing to know about me is if I'm ever casting magic, you don't want to be standing next to me.
I've heard something like that. I heard there was a festival a while back. I wanted to attend, but I was busy, sadly.
That is sad. I went down once, I don't know.
But you're still here, which just speaks to how strong you actually are and how the rumors are true.
Yes, they are all true. So, you want to actually go to my restaurant? Or is it after we do some adventuring first?
I would love to go to your restaurant and meet the rest of your crew. It would be an absolute honor.
Who's next?
I'll go next. So
You want me to speak up, bring your mic close or something like that?
okay. So I'm actually gonna go and walk over to them. And I've just come from over by the bar, and I actually have a drink for myself and for Lexia, and I actually introduce myself to this new gentleman. I reach out my hand to him to shake his hand, and say, "Hey, I'm Tanalith, and I know what you mean about all this. These guys are so amazing. I was actually friends with Barparan, and he asked me to join these guys because he actually traveled away. He wanted me to make sure that they had somebody to help them out as they go down into the dungeon. Oh, and he is a human fighter with I can't even talk today. He's a human fighter with red hair and a striking red beard, and he just has this great smile, and he just really wants to be everyone's friend.
I
Who's he?
suddenly...
Tanalith.
Tanalith, yeah. Tanalith?
Yeah. Yep.
I interject and go, "Oh, forgive me, I got ahead of myself. I forgot to introduce myself. Nice to meet you, Tanalith, and great Lexia. I am Jax Corellia," and I reach out and shake your hand, Tanalith, and I say, "Oh man, it must be amazing to actually be friends and be welcomed to the group by one of the actual members. I wish I'd had such the honor myself."
Well, me and Barparan actually grew up together, so we were friends for a very long time. But I've been traveling, and I'm back now, so I'm hoping that I can make a difference.
You have to tell me about it sometime. I want to know all about this group.
This group has a lot of secrets in it.
I've got Jax Corellia listed as fanboy.
Awesome.
Well, have we got an actual dedicated wisdom caster this time, or anyone really good at wisdom?
Well, we lost our wisdom caster.
That would be Venny now.
Venny.
Oh no.
okay.
Yep.
When Venny gets to the table, I'll say something.
Venny,
But we're
want to
just coming to my
introduce yourself?
table.
I guess I can go next. So, I can't talk today either. Dang. Didn't even get a word out yet. Okay. I will move on over. So I was at a nearby table and overheard the conversation. Although we're out of tables or chairs at this table, I guess I might as well stand.
You can theoretically pull a chair over and just... I'm not going to try and modify the map in any way, because...
All good, all good.
If anyone else joins, we'll move to a booth.
Wow, we just keep standing around this ever-growing.
I mean, you'll be leaving before too long, so it's not too much of an issue.
So I overheard the conversation, as this is the group that will be heading down into the dungeon. I heard the stories of the previous trials of the group, but was not really too invested. Before I get too ahead of myself. Let me introduce myself. I'm Kale Alreth. I'm a Wood Elf Ranger and a member of an organization called the Emerald Enclave.
Of course you are.
Yes, of course.
Of course. I have been tasked to head down into the dungeon with you guys in hopes to investigate some claims of some undead and others in the seeking destruction and exploitation of nature as a whole.
Jax looks at you wide-eyed and goes, a member of the Emerald Enclave. I've never met one of you before. I want to know about you too. You look like you must be quite magical as well.
Yes, I'm a ranger and a Horizon Walker ranger. So, bringing a little bit of magic into the hunt.
He goes wide-eyed looking at you. But you look at Jax and he seems wide-eyed and seems to be at the surface genuinely honest, but you notice just something almost sly about his look. But he continues to look at you and just looks like he's gonna fall over and collapse out of just amazement.
Better put fanboy down on my notes too.
Seems about right. Anyway, Master Dwarf.
Alright, so I'll see the gathering crowd and kind of hearing bits and pieces. I'll also come over.
Okay, this is getting ridiculous. Let's just go to a booth.
You need a bigger dick.
No, it's fine.
Alright, I'll stand. I'll stand.
Woo! You're crossing the gap. I'm the devil! Oh no! Yeah, thanks.
Hold
That's what I
Alt
was trying to do.
Not aligned to the grid.
And yeah, I'll introduce myself to the table and the main guy, Letsia.
Yes.
Like, with your name, Letsia, I heard that you were going down into the dungeon of the Mad Mage, an old part of an old dwarven clan's settlement. I need to go down there. I need to find some dwarven treasure.
Probably got
I
some
need to
dwarven
restore.
treasure.
Yes. I need to battle for the honor of my clan and get that and claim that area back.
I'm very happy to help with that.
Excellent, excellent.
Instead of all these fanboys.
Jax
Fanboys.
continues to look at you wide-eyed and just doesn't even notice.
I know.
It's not a bunch of fanboys. It's a friend of a friend, a member of the Emerald Enclave with a mission to go down, and a super
And a
fanboy. And then the half-mad looking cloaked figure sitting on one of the further tables. Also saunters
Stands up.
over.
Well, he starts to saunter over, and then you guys, as you guys are talking, you hear a loud noise as he stands up on a table. And he
Oh no.
shouts out to the crowd, "Do there be adventurers here?"
No.
I don't know
No.
about adventurers. There's some crazy man standing on the table.
Ah, damn it, barkeep! There's no adventurers here tonight either.
I'm gonna get up on the table as well.
Durnan is Durnan's been putting up with you for a couple of days, and he just gives you a sad look and then goes back to polishing glasses.
Out of
Thank you for your
curiosity-
hospitality. I shall miss you when I head back down.
Who is this guy?
You!
What?
Don't ye be adventurers over here?
I just said I'm an adventurer. I'm up on the table.
Oh, yes.
I'm gonna-
And so a dark cloaked figure walks forward,
Oh, no.
and as he approaches you guys, he throws back his hood, and you see he has a strange look about him, I shall say. He looks as if he's been transfigured, mauled, and put back together again. He has the look of a man who, I guess the simplest and most concise way would be broken. He has a mad look in his eye, and he asks if you guys, does anyone need a guide down?
Big boys, we found the mad mage!
I be no mad mage. Where is he?
He be mad warlock.
Ah, I see.
Out of curiosity, how do warlocks interact with each other? Like, since they've made a pact with an otherworldly being, would they automatically sense, like, or be alerted to the presence of another who has made a pact to a different otherworldly being?
There would probably be an amount of awareness among any caster to just have a sense of the magical presence of another caster of comparable kind of power. Among warlocks, you probably would at least have a feel of comparable source of power as well. This guy feels kind of like a wizard does. Just wrong.
But I would still be able to sense he's the same as me in a way, just like different. Or
Yeah,
have
so
that
it's got
same
it's got hints of warlock, it's got hints of wizard, and all of that is just muddled up. It's subtle, so you can't really get more than. He's a warlock, but there's something weird about him, weird and wizardy about him. The thick, scraggly spell book that he's clutching to his chest probably helps that image as well.
Okay, well, Jax suddenly stops looking at Let's and looks straight at. What was your name again? Sorry.
My name is Rusina.
looks-
Short for Rusina Nathan, and long for Root.
I'm just gonna call you Root.
Yeah, Jax looks straight at him and he looks at him with like absolute focus, and he doesn't seem to be amazed or have that light in his eyes anymore. But he doesn't seem angry. He still seems quite happy, but he seems to be like absolutely focused on you.
Interesting.
I think
Racina
Racina would
continues.
return that focus quite intently.
Yes, you would. And he would stare straight at the eyes as he says, "Allow me to join you, and I shall show you the depths. As long as you allow me, the one called Arcturia, when we get down there. He's the one who gave me this." And he touches his forehead, and you see that behind the scars, there is a pattern there, as if scrolled onto his very soul.
More than that, you also notice he reaches up with what initially looked like a gauntlet, but it is a clawed, almost insect-like hand, insect-like carapace over his arms and coming to pointed claws, and you notice a bit of that coming up the back of his neck as well.
That's some kind of integrated armor.
I'm gonna
That
jump down
is-
off the table. And I'm gonna
Yes,
clasp
it's quite a
his
gift that he's given me.
right arm.
Sorry?
I'm gonna go ahead and clasp that insectoid arm and give him a good firm handshake.
Oh, yes, he shakes you back very firmly, looking you dead in the eye. And he's smiling very broadly.
Come, join us. I'll go get more drinks.
Oh, yes, yes,
As
friends.
as Tan, I think it's Tan for sure, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, as he starts to step away, Jax stands right next to you. He seems, it's almost as if you guys didn't notice him move straight over, and he comes over and starts to examine your arm as you like put it down by your side, and like he has that light of amazement again, and he just stares intensely at it.
I'm
Yes.
gonna grumble about how dwarven armor is better anyway. I'm just gonna.
Yes, I know. I know quite a nice wizard who gave me this one. We can head down to the depths, and he can probably give you something too.
Sounds crazy. I've never seen a creature such as you. You seem so interesting.
He burps.
You pale in comparison to the great Let's of course, but you're still so interesting. I must know more.
Well, you see, my tales are far and
Fanboys.
wide. I've journeyed here, I've journeyed there. I once dove down deep into Undermountain, and I was the one who slayed Hallister. But he didn't die. I killed him, but he didn't die.
I think you're confusing
then-
what slain means.
And then I was here. I was there, now I'm here.
If that's the case, why have I never heard of you before? I hear about so many of the heroes in this city.
That Hallister with his magics. Probably something to do with that.
He gives you a look, and you sense for a second he doesn't believe you, but then you immediately just acknowledge that he's just still in it, staring in amazement at your arm.
Yeah, you get the general sense from this and other ramblings. He's not necessarily entirely sane. He doesn't necessarily have all of his memory. And his memory may not entirely be his.
Interesting.
Anyway, we'll see how that develops.
And that's for Sinner, right?
Yes, correct. Anyway, Tan, you head over and grab a round of drinks for the table. Dernan asks, you lot planning to head down into the mountain?
Oh, definitely going down.
I'm sorry to leave, old friend.
We'll take
it is. He will remind you, as is well established. Charges a gold piece for everyone who goes down, and for everyone who comes up. Paid in advance. There's a little bucket that accompanies the winch that he takes return fare through.
What's the name of the tavern again?
The Yawning Portal.
The Yawning Portal.
So named for the massive yawning, the massive gaping opening in the middle of the tap room.
Yeah, nice.
Don't fall in.
You could push stuff in though.
Yeah.
I have.
I probably did too.
Barparan said you guys paid that.
Yes. Anyway, Dernan
The
will
cleaning
also
covers
offer.
the costs, right?
Dernan will also offer a some introduction and advice and history of the dungeon if you are interested and willing to pay a little.
Who's this? The barkeep?
The barkeep, Dernan, the owner and proprietor and originator of the tavern.
Is he still over at the bar?
He is.
Okay, Jax runs straight over and gives him 5 gold and says, "Tell me everything I need to know."
He probably will accompany you back over to the table for the benefit of the group. Pocketing the 5 gold. So, I'm not going to bother to do a voice because this is going to be longer. So, the Undermountain dungeon. Some 1,000 years ago, Alistair Blackcloak arrived to what is now the city. Was previously fields in the shadow of the mountain. Using his great power, he erected a very impressive wizard's tower. He and his apprentices. They all ultimately descended down into the tunnels they dug, breaking into the dwarven ruins below, and the tower itself became a ruin. What is left of that tower, he gestures to the massive opening, is just behind me. During the following couple centuries, the city grew and expanded to cover to surround what was left of the tower, and they would send criminals down there as a punishment, as a death sentence. Until one day, a brave adventurer, he gives a kind of self-important look. You get the impression it was him. Dared to go in willingly and managed to come back alive with quite the hefty armful of treasure. That served as an invitation to adventurers from far and wide to come and start testing their own luck against the dungeon. I established this tavern over top of it, removed what was left of the rubble tower, and have made quite a profit for myself from the constant influx and the constant betting on the fate of those who go down. Many dangers and treasures await as you go down. Many monsters try to kill everything that comes in their path. Many factions vie for control over the area. You would do well to be cautious, and you would do well not to try and just kill everything. It is a delicate ecosystem, so to speak, and many will let you pass if you are courteous or generous enough. But on your own head be it if you want to do otherwise. But with that, I have other patrons to say.
Okay, we kill the ones with the treasure and leave the ones without.
That is not necessarily the wisest distinction to make. Because sometimes there might be a good reason they have treasure.
Yeah, I know.
Like dragons.
Like dragons.
Nudie dragons.
Now, despite what the map itself might show, there are many other people in the tavern. It's one of the more busy taverns of the city. Many rowdy people, joking, laughing, drinking. Some of them having seen that you all are gathered together as adventurers looking to head down, are quite obviously making bets on your likelihood of return.
Bet high, my friends. We'll be back again shortly.
Surely we cannot fail with the great Let's, you're on our side.
Yes, bets to the effect of 50 gold says they're back within 10 days without the without the sorcerer.
Where can I make a placement? A bet on myself to survive. 50 gold.
If you've got some gold, you can place a bet.
I don't have any gold.
Although, you not returning by default means that you don't get the gold back. So it's kind of...
It's a win-win situation.
I'll put in 10 platinum for me coming back.
Dernan gladly accepts those odds. Now, before you go down, I would recommend remove most of your platinum from your inventory and just put a note in your note section to say that you've got that much in the bank or in the vault, safe in the safe in the restaurant.
Yes, I'm not taking 926 platinum down with me.
Yeah, I will
my
just,
goodness.
I will say, there are all sorts of weird and wonderful and dangerous magical effects down there. One of them is all non-magical coins disappear.
Damn it!
No idea how often that may come up, but it's an option. So, yeah, don't carry a small fortune on you at any given time, please.
It's not really a small fortune.
Hang on.
Christina will be safe.
It's a pretty sizable amount of change, yeah.
Mm,
I was gonna say you have like this massive ancient dwarven vault underneath the city almost nobody knows about, but then I remembered one of those key items was on Rallis when he died.
you're not dead.
Oh, he's not dead, but most people think he is.
Also, it wasn't exactly
I don't.
it wasn't an exceedingly rare key item.
No, it wasn't. No.
Oh, I should also send you a thing, which I'll get you. Anyway, again,
But-
there are also various patrons around the tavern who, may approach you at various times, offering you, various incentives for coming back with bits of information or delivering things down into the various people who are known to be down there. If you would like to
yeah.
take on some of those missions, you are welcome to. Otherwise, you are welcome to
I'll-
ignore them and just go down.
I'd like to take on the delivery mission.
So probably most notably, a priestess comes up to you, says that she's a servant of a wizard from a distant city. She's been sent to Waterdeep to procure magic items, and hearing about the treasures that await in Undermountain, is prepared to pay you handsomely for any magic items or spell books that you were able to bring back.
Oh, no, I said delivery mission. As in delivery down. I thought that's what you said.
I mean,
Don't
yes,
delivery
there is
up.
that.
We'll definitely keep that one in mind, though.
Yeah. Just as a general thing, you are welcome to come back up whenever you feel like. Whenever you have a safe opportunity to do so, you're welcome to come back up as a group. I'm not going to have you fight your way back up or back down. You've cleared the area. I'm not going to bother with having you fight your way down through a level 5
Okay.
dungeon when you're level 12. It's just a waste of
Good to know.
time.
Good to know.
Will there be chances of like ambushes and stuff though, or just not at all?
I will figure that out as we go.
Fair enough.
Like, certain things may come up if you've done things, developments may take place that you notice, even if you don't necessarily have to fight your way through it.
Or if we've been too annoying.
Yeah. And there are other means of traveling as well, which I'll get to. Oh, I should have also said, Donan would have warned you. The dungeon has very powerful magic wards on it. The walls and the architecture of the dungeon itself cannot be altered even by powerful magic. And even, not even, well, only the most powerful of magic can teleport you out of the dungeon or back in. So, be aware.
Do that.
Once you go down, you have to come back the hard way.
Okay.
You don't have any clerics in the party, so word of recall isn't an issue, but whatever. Because that would otherwise be a really useful one. Teleporting between points on the same level is fine, but you cannot teleport between levels or out.
Okay.
So,
While we're here, I'm gonna go put a 44 gold bet and say, let's see, will survive. I'm gonna bet this 44 gold on him. There's no way he can die.
he's as likely to kill himself as to be killed by something else.
I'm more likely to be killed by myself.
Don't ruin the illusion. He believes things, okay? He can't ruin his like hopes and dreams.
So we start out with, for us new players, we start out with 5 gold, correct?
Wasn't it 50?
50 was the other campaign.
You've got I've checked over everyone's inventory. You're all fine.
Aye.
Yeah, so 5 is correct for the new players.
Or Stark and Gold.
Which
Yeah,
is usually about 10.
thought
Yeah,
that was
but it
15.
varies. And again,
Depends on
I have my
all
own
the
reasons for
starting
certain things
point,
that are the way they are. Everything's fine.
Yep, fair. Alright, great. I'll place a 4 gold bet. Because I need 1 gold to get down, correct?
Correct, but Let's can foot the bill if he feels like being generous.
Whichever character's nearest to me, I nudge them in the shoulder and ask if I can borrow a gold coin.
Borrow a gold coin? Who's borrowing?
Well, I don't have any gold on me. I left it down there, so I can't get
He
down.
managed to scrounge up a few gold coins as he was coming up and used that to pay for, to retroactively pay for the trip up and to pay for basically some lodging for a couple of days.
Yeah.
He's out.
Alright, well, I'm going to pay for my trip down to the barkeep and then place 4 gold bet on me coming back up.
So, other missions that are presented to you. One of the bards who is frequently plays here, playing a three-stringed lute, comes up to one of you. He has a pouch that needs to be delivered to to someone down in Skullport, one of the extensions of the 3rd level. If one of you would be so kind as to escort that there.
Right, say that again.
He has a pouch that needs to be delivered to someone in Skullport, which is on the 3rd level. I will describe
I'll
the
do
person
that.
if you accept that. Yep.
Yep.
So it is to a female half-drow. And I will type that name rather than trying to pronounce it. Where did you go?
And what's the guy's name who's giving this to me again?
So it is. Where are you? Matrim Mireg.
Mireg.
Let me get the spelling for that. Double T.
But not Mage. Not Matron?
No.
Alright. So I asked Matron Mireg the name of the female half-drow.
There you go. I really should have typed these up
I
in
put
advance
that
so I could
through-
just copy them over, but I didn't think of
It's
that.
in roll 20.
And where, sorry?
Roll 20.
I
I generally use Roll20 for all the chat stuff so that I don't have to have 5 windows open.
Reasonable.
Yes.
Great.
That's
Thank you. That's helpful.
There is also Volo, the famous author. Volo
He's back.
Thempgetar, approaches you, Letsia specifically. Your his old friend, and yes, he has been of
Benefactor.
you have been of great service to him, and he has been of great service to you and your allies. And has a request of you.
Okay.
Do you want the long story or the short?
Let's see how long the long one goes, and then we'll probably skip to the short.
It's about a minute. Anyway. I will give you the short. So, there was a great elven kingdom to the north that fell centuries ago. Predates the city. that great elven city had an alabaster throne, which was lost in that time, and his elf friends would very much appreciate being able to recover it. The dwarves, it seems, took it, or there are rumours that the dwarves took it, and hid it away in Undermountain for whatever reason. So, if you happen to find this alabaster throne, his friends, his elf friends, would be gratefully appreciative of that, of information of it.
Absolutely. You've been such a good help to me in my life.
Of course. Yeah, I think that'll do. So with that, unless there is any other pressing business, you shall pay your way down and begin the descent to Undermountain. Okay.
Oh yes, and it's probably a good time to tell you guys as we're heading down. I don't remember heaps about the mountain.
I can tell.
Who's
I'm not sure who's talking.
Ethan,
Racina?
we're seeing it.
Okay, Richard is much now. Okay, gotcha.
I am going to stop the stream there and start another one in a minute, for the sake of having this one as an introductory thing. So, you begin the dark descent into Undermountain. See you in a moment.